Well, hello, welcome again to our reading of the Greek New Testament. We're reading Matthew's Gospel and we're in chapter 27, and this is the last section beginning at verse 45 of the death of Jesus, which of course is also recorded in the other Gospels. Apo de hektes horas skotos egeneto epipasan ten gen hios horas enates. So from the 6th hour there was skotos darkness upon all the land, heos until the enates horas, the 9th hour. Peri deten enaten horan aneboesen hoiesus phone megale legon. Eli Eli lema sabachthani. And about the 9th hour, Jesus called out. This is from anaboao is the verb. It's an alpha contract verb. He raised a cry. He cried out. And then dative of the instrument here, with a loud voice. So it's that instrumental dative here, with a loud voice, legon, saying, and we get this famous quotation in Aramaic, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. It's normally translated, and that is, so again Matthew assumes that his audience does not understand Aramaic and has to translate it therefore into Greek. Thee is the vocative from theos, my God, hinati, sometimes written as two words. It's literally, it's used in the sense of why, hinati. It first appears, I think, in Plato, in fact. You do see it there. So, why have you deserted me? This is from Eng Katalepo. Why have you left me behind, almost? Why have you deserted me? Tines deton eke hester koton accusantes elegon hoti elian phone hutos. Certain of those standing, participle from histemi, eke there, having heard, they said, in inverted commas, this man is calling on Elijah. Kai euthios dramon heis exauton kai labon spongon, pleses de oxus kai perithes kalamo epotids den auton. And immediately one from among them, so from them, dramon is the aorist participle from trecho. Trecho is irregular, it's trecho, future dramumai, edramon. And so from the aorist dram root, we're getting this strong aorist participle. So having run and having taken, aorist participle from lambano, a spongon, a sponge. Places from pimplani, which means to fill. So this is an aorist participle from pimplani, having filled it. Now this is a genitive. Having filled it with something, so you put it into the genitive. This is from oxos, it's a third declension neuter noun. So having filled it with vinegar, literally something which is sharp tasting. So oxos is vinegar, kai perithes, and having placed it around, from peri to themi, kalamo is a reed, epotis then out. He gave it to him to drink. Potisto by itself means to water something, but here we translate it, gave it to him to drink. Kai holoipoi elegon aphes idomen a erkatai Elias soson auton. But the others began to say, aphes, leave him alone. This is a imperative, second person singular aorist imperative from aphiemi, so leave him alone. Idomen, this is a hortatory subjunctive, so let us see if Elijah comes. Soson, future participle, denoting purpose, with the intention of saving him. literally being about to save him, future participle. Hod Iesus palinkraxas phone megale, epheken ton pneuma. And Jesus again, having cried out, aorist from Krasdo, with a loud voice, literally with a great voice, he released from Aphiemi, he released the Spirit, his Spirit. Kai idu to petasma tu nau eskiste ap anothen heos kato es due kai hege eseste kai hepetrai eskiste san. And behold, the catapesma, this is a curtain. It's literally the thing that hangs down, the catapesma. So the curtain of the temple, eskiste from skizdo, and this is aorist passive, was cut. Or was torn, probably torn would be better here, was torn, ap anothen, from the top, heos kato, to below, so to the bottom. So from top to bottom, ace duo into two, kai hege eseste, and the land was shaken, and the rocks, eskiste, san aorist passive again, from skizdo, were divided. The rocks were broken in two, were divided. Kai tap mea aniok thesan kai polasomata ton kekoi me menon hagion egeres thesan. And the tombs, now this is the aorist passive from anoigo. Now anoigo is a funny verb. It gets treated rather badly even in Xenophon's time. It is a compound verb. It's from ana plus oignumi. It's been double augmented here, so they've augmented the oi in oignumi and then put an extra augment as well. Sometimes you get even triple augments where this gets augmented as well. It's a verb that gets knocked around a bit, so you just got to recognise it here. It's an aorist passive from anoignumi. From anoigio by this stage. It's been slightly regularised. So the tombs were opened, and many bodies of those having slept, from koimao, to sleep, from those having slept, from those holy ones, those saints having slept, having slept, egereth, from egero, they were raised. Kai exelthontes ek turn mnemeon, and having gone out from the tombs, metaten ergesin autu. You can probably recognise the root of this from egero, to raise. This word, it's used in Plato of an awakening, awakening from sleep. Here, it's only here in the New Testament, and probably here refers to the resurrection because of the autu. So after his raising, after his resurrection, we could probably translate it. So having come out from the tombs after his resurrection, they went into the holy city, kai enephanis san polois, and they were seen, this is aorist passive again, from emphanisdo, they were seen by many. Hode hekatontakos kai hoi metautu teruntes ton Iesun idontes ton semon kai ta ginomina ephobete san sphadra legontes alethos theou huios ein hutos. And the hekatontakos, this is the centurion, the one who was in charge of 100 men, and those with him, teruntes, keeping watch on Jesus, having seen the earthquake and the things which happened, targenomena, they were frightened, sphadra, exceedingly. Legontes, saying, truly, this man was a son of God. Esan de eke gunaikis palai apo macrothin theorusai. Haitines e koluthesan to Jesu apotes Galileas diakonusai auto. There were, this is this introductory use of the verb to be, so there were there, and there were there many women, theorusai, feminine participle from theorio, looking, apo macrothen, we've seen that idiom before, from afar, haitines, now this is the very ones who followed Jesus from Galilee, diakonusai, ministering to him. Enhois, among whom was Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James and Joseph, and the mother of the sons of Zebediah, the mother of the sons of Zebedee, or Zebediah. Opsias de genomenes eilthen anthropos plusios apo Arimathias tunuma Ioseph hos kaiautos emethe tuthe to Jesu. And it having become late, again we have to supply horas here, we may have seen this idiom before, the hour having become late, but we don't put the word for hour in, we have to supply that. A wealthy man came from Arimathea. Now tunima is for toponima, it's crassus here, the two words are combined, whose name was Joseph. Hos kaiautos, this man also, he himself, mathetuothe, this is from mathetuo, it's in the active, it means to make someone a disciple, and in the passive it has sense of being a disciple. So this man also was a disciple of Jesus. Now it takes a dative. It became a disciple to Jesus, and hence the dative that we would say in English was a disciple of Jesus. Houtos proselthen to Pilato etesatot tosoma to Jesu. Toti hopeletos Pilatos ekeliusin apodothenai. So this man, having gone to Pilate, he asked, this is from ITO, to ask, so, and it's in the middle, he asked for the body of Jesus. And at that time Pilate bid or gave permission, so he ordered it, apodothenai, to be handed over. So Pilate gave the order for it to be handed over, apodothenai, aorist passive infinitive from apodidomi. Kailabon tosoma ha Yosef en etulixen auto en Sidoni Katharai. And having taken the body, Joseph, now he wrapped it, this is from entulisso, is the verb, entulisso, with a double sigma. It means to wrap up tightly. It's a classical word, it's in Aristophanes, for example. So, having taken the body, Joseph wrapped it up tightly in Sidoni Kathara, in a clean. Sidoni is a word, it refers to any material of fine texture. It's from Sidon, third declension noun. We translate it here perhaps as fine linen. The derivation of the word is uncertain, exactly where it's probably a loan word from somewhere. So he wrapped it up tightly in a clean linen cloth. Kai theken auto enter kaino auto mnemeo hot ele top mesen ente petra. And he placed it in the new tomb of him. Better Greek would have said of himself, but it just says, so it's in his own new tomb, which he cut from Latomio, which he cut in the rock, kai proskoulisas lithomegan te thura tu mnemeu apaelthin, and having rolled a great stone pros against the door of the tomb, apaelthin he departed. This is from proskoulisdo, aorist participle. Ein de eke Mariam, and there Mary Magdalene and the other Mary, Kathamanai, sitting, or so were sitting, understood, ep enanti to Tafu, opposite the tomb. And the final section here on the guard, te de eparion, and on the following day, which is after the Paraskuan, after the day of preparation, sun ek thesen hoi archieres kai hoi pharisaioi pros Pilaton, the chief priests and the Pharisees were gathered to Pilate, so came together to Pilate, legontes, saying, Kyrie, emnes themen hoti ekenos hoplanos apin etitson metatres hemeras egeramai. O Master, we remember, this is from this verb of remembering. This is it's an aorist passive, first person plural, but just with active meaning here. So we remember that this ekenos hoplanos is connected with planao, is to wander. We get our word planet from this. Planos is someone who causes people to wander and hence deceives them, and so it comes to mean the word for deceiver. So this deceiver said, etitson, this is a participle, while still living, metatres hemeras, after 3 days I will rise. This again is probably passive use of agero here, but just to I will be raised up, and it's just present. I am rising. So I am raised up after 3 days, literally. Keleusen, imperative, give orders therefore, asphalistheni ton taphon, heos tes trites hemeras, me poti orthontes hoimethetai autu klepsosin auton, kai eposin tolao, egethe apoton necron, kai estai he escate plane keron tes protes. So give orders therefore for the tomb. This is from sphalisdomai, or sphalisdo. This is the aorist passive. It means, it's from asphalisdo, I should say. So give orders therefore for the tomb to be made secure, to be made safe, to be made secure, heos, until the 3rd day, me poti, lest ever his disciples having come, klepsos in aorist subjunctive from klepto, might steal it, and they might say to the people, he has been raised from the dead. And he escate plane, interesting, uses planos here, the deceiver, and then the abstract plane, deception. So the last deception will be, keron is the comparative from kakos, worse than the first. Epheautois ha Pilatos, so Pilate says to them, ekete custodian, hubagati asphalistas thy hos oidati. This is an imperative here. So have a custodian. This is a Latin loan word. It's a Latinism here. It's believed to mean something like a guard, originally of 60 men, but probably here it's just a small a group of guards. So have this group of guards and depart asphalisas, the imperative, make secure, hos oidity, literally as you know. So make it as secure since you know how to do this, or as you know. So as secure as you know how to, possibly here. It's rather cryptic. Hoi de porothentes asphalisanta ton taphon sphragisantes ton lithon metates custodias. And they, having gone, they made secure the taphon, the tomb. Sphragisantes, from sphragisdo, is to seal. A sphragus is a third declension noun, is a seal. This is the verb from this. Having sealed the stone along with the guard, this custodia, along with these guards, or with this group of guards. And that is the end of chapter 27.